Okay, let's finish this off with the IPO program with the HTML. So the algorithm is still the same here, but I want to interact with the web page. So first thing we're going to do is add our event listener to this button. So that button needs an ID on it so that I can access it. So ID equals quotations, and let's just go BTN or madlib BTN, something like that's okay. And I'm going to copy this so that in here, I'm going to add a comment here, event listener, and we're going to go document.getElement by ID, and then that ID for the button. So that selects that element, and then we add an event listener to it. This takes in two arguments. The first one is what event to listen for as a string. So the click event, and then the name of a function. So let's call it build madlib. Okay, we need that function. So I'm going to add a little title here, event function, define a function with a keyword function, the name of the function, open and close parentheses, open and close braces. Right, so whatever's between these braces is what's part of this block of code, right? The stored code inside of this function, which is going to be all of the stuff. So we'll paste that in, make sure we tab that over. I could have hit auto format as well. Okay, so now let's just test that. And now notice it didn't run this prompt stuff right away, but now when I do this, blah, 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 and it works. Okay, good. All right. So now the next step is, why don't we change the output instead of an alert? Let's go here, and I'm going to delete all of this now so that that's empty, right? We want that to be an empty paragraph. Now it already has the ID on it because we styled it with that ID. So the ID is called result. Beautiful. And again, let's just copy and paste this so I don't make any spelling mistakes. So what do I want to do? Oh yeah, right here. So for the output, I want to do document.get element by ID, result. Beautiful. So that'll get this paragraph element that has the border. And we're going to set the inner HTML to be result, which is this JavaScript variable right here that's storing this string. Okay, then we can Control X to get rid of that one. Hit run. So now, so notice it's empty, right? I can add my stuff in here. And now the result goes into the page. Awesome. Okay. And now the last step is changing the prompts into getting the values of these input elements. Okay. So again, remember you can double check this stuff in the notes here, right? Text input with input elements. We just need to have an input element with an ID, and then we select that element by its ID and then go dot value to get its value. Okay. So let's do that. So I need IDs on all of these things, which I do not have. Okay. So ID equals plural hyphen noun. Let's go here. ID equals adjective. Okay, this one. ID equals verb. And we'll just do this one as noun. Okay, so these ones I think you can remember adjective, verb, noun, and then this plural noun one I'll copy. So let's go here, and we're going to replace this document.get element by ID, plural noun, and then dot value. Okay. And you know what? Let's be smart, and let's copy and paste this right there, and we'll just change this to adjective, making sure I don't misspell anything. We will paste that in, and this is going to be verb. And then last one, which is just going to be noun. Okay, and remember, right, if I spell something wrong, remember what that common error is. I'm just going to put some stuff in here. Cannot read property value of null script.js line 12, right? Because there is no element with the ID noun, so it can't find the value of a non-existing element. We got to make sure we put the right thing in there. Okay, plural noun, hyenas, an adjective, tense, present tense verb. What are some things we do? Scratch, and a noun. Let's go with the closet. All right, there are too many hyenas on this tense airplane. I screamed. Somebody has to scratch on the closet to solve this problem. That will definitely solve the problem. Okay. Phew. That's it. Okay, so like I said, be very familiar with this algorithm. Have your title here, have your event listener right on the button so that we can run this code in this function when we click the button. Get your input, process your input, output the result. Okay, and all the examples we've done so far have been text input, right? We built strings. I'm going to do one more code along in this section, which is going to use numbers, and we're going to do a calculation. And there's just one, it's very, very similar to this, just one small little change to make sure that we're doing the calculation right with number input, because we have to be careful when we get numbers in. Okay, and I think I might have forgot to add that to the notes. I might have to add that here, because I just talked about text input. We'll add something in here about number input too. Okay, all right, hope that made sense. Mr. Little Mad Lib program here, and have some fun with that. Feel free to play around with this, right? Make your own story, add some new sentences to this and new inputs, or change the ones that are here. But play around with it so you can get some confidence with this programming. Okay, hope that made sense. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.